Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am showing you how I make bread like on a daily or multi-week basis in the easiest way possible. So if you're interested in seeing how I do this, just keep on watching. Okay, so this is my bread maker bowl, and I'm going to be just using the smaller size in the recipe that I've linked, but I can also go ahead and fit the larger size in there as well. First thing I'm going to be adding to my bowl is 2/3 cup of lukewarm water. You just want your liquids to be lukewarm so the yeast can grow. Same with 1/4 cup of lukewarm milk added to your bowl. Next, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of oil. I've used olive oil before, and I've used 2 tablespoons of butter unmelted. Any of those things will work. Up next, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of this honey. You can also use 2 tablespoons of sugar, whatever you have on hand, but you do need something that will allow the yeast to grow, so I wouldn't recommend using something like stevia. My honey today was getting really crystallized, so I just stood there and squeezed it straight out of the bottle for a good couple of minutes. Next, add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Finally, the main ingredient in our bread, you're going to add 2.5 cups of flour. I'm currently using unbleached all-purpose organic flour because that's what I have on hand. So of course you just want to use whatever you have, but I've made this with bread flour. I've made it with a combination of white and wheat flour. Any way I've made it, it has turned out great using this recipe. You'll see my little girls running around to help me. This is a perfect activity to keep your kids busy as well because it's so easy to just dump it in and go. Finally, you're going to add your instant yeast. You're going to add 1 teaspoon of this and sprinkle it on top of all of your other ingredients and just pop it in your bread maker. Okay, from here, just check your owner's manual and find a basic baking setting. I'm going to do this basic rapid just because it cooks a little faster. Quick check-in. It only has about, let's see, 43 minutes left, and this is how much it has risen. It's about 4:45 right now, and this should be ready in plenty of time for dinner. And obviously if you don't need it for dinner, it'll be ready in plenty of time for breakfast or lunches tomorrow. So that is how much it's risen, and you want it to look like that. You should be able to lift up your lid and peek in on it, and it should start baking like in the next 10 minutes or so. Guys, I'm checking in because I am actually about to stop my machine. I find on my bread machine that stopping it at about the 10 to 15 minute mark is what I like best. Otherwise I feel like it gets a little too brown, a little too dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stop it. You can probably figure that out on your machine after you make a loaf or two. Make sure the setting works right for you. And it smells really good, so I'm gonna just let it sit probably for another 10 or 15 minutes and let just the remainder of the heat finish cooking it. And then I will cut it and show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like when I do about 10 minutes less, and you see it's still very golden. So I like to do that, and maybe check your machine as well after you make your first loaf. If you have a bread machine that can have the paddle taken out, definitely do that before it goes into its baking cycle. Mine is not removable, so it does have this little hole in the bottom of it, but I'll just use these pieces for snacks, and it only goes just a little way up into the bread anyway. And then I cut it lengthwise like this so that I get more pieces out of it because I don't really want super tall pieces of bread. And yours may be shaped a little differently, so you don't have to worry about it anyway. But look how fluffy it comes out. I've always struggled to get fluffy light bread when I make it at home, but this is fantastic. It turns out really great, and I get a really nice big loaf out of it. So I hope this helped you out, especially at this time where we might have to do some things a little differently than we normally do. And I hope that you'll really enjoy this recipe. If you enjoy this video, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos about how to make a lot of things that we're used to buying at the store. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.